Now, as Odisha and West Bengal brace for cyclonic storm Dana, more than 203 trains have been cancelled by the Indian Railways. Flights to and from the capital cities of Odisha and West Bengal will be suspended from 6 p.m. today to Friday morning. The storm will cross North Odisha and West Bengal coast between Puri and Sagar Island. Cyclone Dana will bring heavy rains to the southern parts of West Bengal and coastal Odisha, threatening to impact nearly half of the latter's population after it makes its landfall. Odisha is likely to face multi-hazard situation when Cyclone Dana makes its landfall, and heavy to very heavy rainfall is expected to lash the state of Odisha with tidal surge of up to 2 meters. Teams from the NDRF in both Odisha and West Bengal have been placed on standby. Additionally, rescue and relief teams from the Army and Navy, as well as the Coast Guard, kept on high alert. Let me cut across to Anupam Mishra, our correspondent, joining us live for more on that. Anupam, heavy rains have already lashed Odisha and parts of West Bengal. Give us more on the evacuation process that's already begun, anticipating there could be damage owing to Cyclone Dana.
Well, exactly, Nabila. We are at present at Dhamra port, and this is the place where the landfall process will start. And let me show you the condition of the sea, which is extremely rough here, and the fishing boats are tied into the rope so that they can't be swept away. And this is the condition at present at Dhamra port. It's raining in between. A few moments back it was raining heavily, but right now rains had stopped, but it's raining in between. And let me show you one Coast Guard ship which has been there kept for alertness, and that is the Coast Guard ship at Dhamra airport. So every agency is on high alert. Coast Guard, Indian Navy, NDRF, disaster management teams of the states, particularly West Bengal and Odisha, they are all kept on high alert, and in any situation they can move into anywhere. And let me show you the rescue center, which is just beside the sea, which is a makeshift cyclone shelter, and a lot of people have taken shelter in this cyclone shelter. And these people are mainly they are mainly from coastal areas, and they are not their houses are extremely kacha houses, and that is why they have been shifted here in a makeshift cyclone shelter. They have been provided food here by the state government. They have been provided water by the state government, and they will be staying here till the landfall process will complete and takes over. So this is the situation at present at Dhamra port, and this is the place where, according to Met Department, the landfall process will begin between Dhamra port to Bhitarkanika. And let me show you once again the condition of the sea, which is extremely rough here, and according to locals, they are assuming that the tides will be much more when the cyclone approaches here, and it'll make landfall here. Nabila.
Right. Please stay safe, Anupam. Thanks very much for joining us with those details. Those in low-lying areas advised to evacuate, get to safer zones until the cyclonic storm threat is over. Anupam's on the ground there, bringing us this walkthrough previously. Listen in.
As the cyclone Dana approaching towards coastal areas, the rain and wind speed is picking up. Right now we are at Dhamra port, and according to the Met Department, the landfall will happen in Dhamra port, between Dhamra port to Bhitarkanika, and these are the areas where maximum impact of this cyclone will happen. And right now it's raining heavily over Dhamra port, and the wind speed is also picking up, and this wind speed, which is according to the Met Office, is at present around 60 to 70 km per hour, can go up to 120 km gusting when the rainfall will start within a few hours. And you can see the trees, the areas which is totally desolated, because everyone has been told to be inside their houses. Administration is making making sure that no one comes out during the process of rainfall, during the process of landfall, which will continuously go on for about a few hours. And NDRF, Coast Guard, disaster management team and other agencies are on high alert during these times, and they are trying to minimize the casualties because last year we have seen that Odisha administration and Bengal administration had tried to minimize the casualties, and this time also the focus is on minimizing the casualties, and that is what they are trying to do at present. With camera person Shyam Sundar Ghosh, this is Anupam Mishra for India Today in Dhamra, Odisha. We are at Dhamra port in Odisha, and let me show you the condition of the sea at present. This is extremely rough condition over here at Dhamra port, and you can see the fishing boats are tied to the ropes, and the currents are so heavy that if it would not have been tied by the ropes, it will take away the fishing boats with them. So fishing boats have been tied here at Dhamra port, and this is the situation just before the landfall of the Cyclone Dana, and the landfall process will go on for several hours. Agencies have been kept on alert. Every agency like NDRF, Coast Guard, disaster management team are on high alert, and they will have to look after the casualties or the destruction after the landfall process will complete, will take its course, and after that the situation will have to be assessed. And before that, the situation here at Dhamra port is extremely rough. Winds are picking up at very high speed. The maximum speed, according to the Met Department, will be around 120 km per hour gusting. And right now, the winds are heavily picking up here at Dhamra port, and situation at the sea is extremely rough. The evacuation process has almost completed here. Maximum people staying around coastal areas have been evacuated, and they have been taken to the safe houses or cyclone shelters. With camera person Shyam Sundar Ghosh, this is Anupam Mishra for India Today at Dhamra Port, Odisha.
The government is totally prepared. In all preparedness, all departments, concerned departments of the government are in position, and all officers and workers of the various departments of the government are in place and ready to tackle any eventuality.
यहाँ पे बहुत स्थिति गंभीर है। रात से बारिश हो रहा है, हवा बहुत तेज चल रहा है। अभी भी मौसम बहुत खराब है, आगे देखो क्या हो रहा है मालूम नहीं है हम लोग को। डर भी लगता है यहाँ पे रहने में, चादर का घर में। हम लोग का अनाउंसमेंट जो था गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से 20 तारीख से शुरू हुआ था, और ये फिशिंग बंद 26 तारीख तक किया गया है। अभी सभी बोट जितना भी जेटी में था उनको हम लोग नदी के अंदर में जाने के लिए, सेफ्टी रहने के लिए भेज दिए हैं।